He just
Chris,
lost me. He said drop kick somebody because there was a
the-
parent out at practice yesterday, and this lady is pretty well sized. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
That's why I said I'm mad that I liked it. Like I'm really pissed.
He's Chinese.
Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
Oh man.
no, I know
I'm wearing sleeves today. That should tell you something.
Well, it means you're cold. You
I know.
I feel like your whole background just collapses. That you just sitting out in the field somewhere.
It's a green screen, bro. It's a green screen. Then if he took that down, all you see is just just stuff piled up, dirty Tims.
Oh no, Tim's gonna be dirty. They're dirty. They got blood on them. That's about it.
Oh man, like you ever seen that guy that does the green screen? That I don't know if it was real, but he will be like on a roller coaster. He has like a green screen background. It's like
Yeah, it looked like them dudes. It looked like the guy in fucking. It looked like the guy swimming in that fucking snake out of Compton.
I gotta check this real quick. Marcus, why?
Yeah.
Why what?
Why?
I always wear Yankees stuff.
No, oh, see, you know what the fuck I was already getting at.
Yeah, exactly. I said the same thing.
I went through that with your boy. Stop lying, because if the Red Sox won, y'all motherfuckers will be wearing Red Sox for no reason.
Oh, please. First of all, that's the only sports team I wear.
I'm the only Yankee fan, the only actual sports team fan here.
Okay, but let that marinate. You know that's what we would do.
Yeah.
I ain't even say shit. I just said why. You said
even your camera's ashamed of you. That's why I put you out of focus.
No, it's because his camera decides to focus when it feels like it. I don't know. It just upgraded. The shit is weird now.
Oh.
I have a very expensive camera that decides to do whatever the fuck it wants.
The fact that I said why and you knew what I was talking about with the word why?
You know why? I'm gonna give you context because Sarat already went through this. He went through this whole crying session about it.
No, because he took off a different thing and put that. First of all, he tied up his locks because he got the hair. He got the luxuriousness out. Let me put on this Canal Street special. Well, with that being said, welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast featuring Marcos. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid 5'6".
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red for Adults. How's everybody doing out there?
Oh. Well, we're kicking off. We've already kicked off the Halloween season. What the fuck? That shit just zoomed in.
No, I
wanted to see Marcus's pores.
No,
I went back to the original ratio. Let's see if that works. There we go.
Yeah, we're kicking off the Halloween season with some scary movies. I think for the next couple of weeks, we're going to try to do something that leans towards, scary, or at least, in the killer genre, if that's the case.
And the best part about this episode is Chris is going to freestyle it all.
Yeah, it's Chris actually.
Y'all gonna see the real blackness.
Well, you know what, Chris? Yeah, you're gonna be like a little kid. You be like this when you was doing was it book reports in school?
No. All my public speaking classes in college, I freestyled every one of them.
Yeah,
and I passed them. I was like, "How'd you do that?" I was like, "I will do
like Frank the Tank in old school."
Yeah. Well, Chris, since you didn't even get the chance to watch the movie, why don't you tell folks what movie you tried to see this week?
Hey, first off, fuck y'all. And the movie was VHS horror film. That's all I know.
VHS Halloween. It's the
very historical shit. VHS.
It's the latest and greatest in the VHS franchise. And
how many movies are in this franchise?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I should have known he had that shit like popped up on his other screen.
So there's 8 main movies and there's 2 spinoffs. And one of the spinoffs is actually good. At least it was told to me.
One of the spinoffs is actually good.
No. Because you know how like they do spinoffs and then the shits lead nowhere. Like, for example, like Hobbs and Shaw, like they just left everything out there. It was like, oh yeah, there's no more Hobbs and Shaw. We're not. Everybody came back to the main franchise, so fuck it. We're not doing Hobbs and Shaw anymore. But
so Chris, as someone who didn't see the movie, what do you think this movie is about?
Based on the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a VHS, either very historical shit or vaginas have something that we need to watch.
Good guess, but it's not. It's a VHS is a series, like it's a horror anthology series made by Bloody Disgusting. Bloody Disgusting is like this company that their whole
Okay, time out. Like disgusting, vaginas have something. Okay, I'm not too far
Yeah,
off.
he's not far off. Yeah.
anything. So Bloody Disgusting, their whole thing is like they're a studio that likes to take movies back to throwbacks to like make them really gory. Think the Terrifier, that type of energy. So VHS, it started off in I think 2013 as like it just came out. It was a
Hey,
movie.
can
It
I be
got a
black?
huge cult following.
Can I
It's
be
like
black for a minute?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, niggas, somebody bring me my Jack Daniels.
oh god. Oh god. Anyway, so uh so basically VHS, it's like you remember like Blair Witch.
Okay.
Hey, Castell, bring me my Jack Daniels.
One of these days, huh?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
Chris,
just,
you know what? This movie,
let me virtually send this to you.
I
Chris,
got some sparkling water.
essentially this movie, I don't know if for the viewers that watch and listen, if y'all remember Field Guide to Evil, it's essentially like that.
Oh fuck. Okay, I'm happy I didn't see the shit that.
No,
No,
no, no.
but
It's actually it's decent. It's anthology. It's like based on these found footage. It's like the original movies, the first three that I've saw. There's a couple that I've missed along the way, but I've seen the last two. It's basically like people find videotapes, and what you're seeing is a compilation of these videotapes that are found, and it's like like a bunch of different stories. This
yeah,
one, it
Field
was
Guide to
just
Evil was a bunch
Halloween,
of different stories, and there was bullshit.
but this one,
I remember one, just the monster mouth.
Oh, you don't remember what? You don't remember the Vikings with the ghetto blaster?
That's the second one I remember.
Oh, but Marcos, okay, so Marcos, you've seen this is the first VHS film that I've seen. So, did you like this movie, Marcos? Compared to the rest of them too.
compared to the rest of them, the first three were the best ones, and these are all released now on Shutter, which is like the horror movie platform,
Yeah,
like the Netflix of they focus on hardcore horror movies. And this one took me by surprise because this has got to be the most goriest one that they've ever put out. And they've had some gore, but this one was just like, oof.
yeah,
It's like from the
I
beginning, it
yeah.
was like pedal to the metal.
See, I like again. I feel weird about this movie because I actually like this movie,
I like it too.
but this isn't my kind of horror. Like I don't really care for horror movies like that.
So basically, like Chris, in the first couple movies in this series, it's very heavy on scary. Like, you know what I mean? Like you get scared. They set the tone by being creepy and all this stuff, and the budgets are kind of like small. This one has a small budget, but this one was like going for more gross out factor. And
Yeah,
I think it kind of signals where the genre is going based on how successful the Terrifier is. So it was kind of like trying to one up it in a certain way, and it just got like the first story was Diet Phantasma, which is what
well,
the
that's not necessarily the first story. That one was like an ongoing series.
yeah, it's basically it's the frame narrative. It's a like so they always do this where they have one story that quote unquote makes the movie, and then it kind of like that it's like they keep showing it after each story ends. They go back to that main story, and then they go back to the a new story, then back to the main story. This is like the story that
Yeah,
surrounds the
it's like Tales from the Hood.
yeah.
Oh, well, tell some who that's pretty good, but okay.
No, but okay. So, Chris, like, what type of horror movies do you prefer? Do you prefer like the gory, bloody for nothing, like Terrifier kind, or do you prefer like
No.
the simple, scary, like Halloween kind of?
I actually prefer neither. I prefer like a good story with a scary effect to it. You know what I'm saying?
Or give what's
Uh,
an example?
um, as much as I hate to be cliche, I would say
Your court videos.
that's not scary. That's life.
Like, are you more like, let's say, like Blair Witch or more Terrifier?
Nah, if I had to choose, it would be Blair Witch. Terrifier was fucking terrible to me. You know what I'm saying?
It's terrible because there was no scares, or it's considered a horror movie based on the gore and the attacking and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And this is where
Yeah.
I think in 2025 a lot of the horror movies are going to, like, like
I,
it's
I I didn't like Terrifier just based off of it. It felt like gore porn. Like it felt like it was more about how crazy can we make these kills versus the story they're trying to tell.
I'll
me.
tell you this. I stopped liking scary movies. I want to say maybe 2000. When did Freddy versus Jason come out?
God damn.
First of all, don't talk about that classic.
No, that's not a fucking classic.
That movie came out like in 2003.
No, it's not a fucking classic
I,
because
it was a classic because it literally is like it's a scope of where we were at in society. That we have a movie with Kelly Rowland as the lead, and
Wait, Kelly Rowland was in that shit.
hold on.
he
So
was
that's
one of the
the that's
leads.
the
Remember when they Hollywood could not, and they do this a lot when they take a minority character and whatever the directors or the producers feel that the stereotype is, they dial it to 100. When she was like, "Listen, Freddie, what you got a problem with your short little knife?" Blah 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 blah, and she got ghetto, and then he got cut in half or some shit. Like, you don't remember that? It's like that used to.
no because I remember two parts of that movie, which sucks to say, but I remember if this is the same movie, that's why I said I'm trying to really put it together. It's when they're going through Jason's background, and they got the girl out there on the lake, not skiing or whatever, water skiing.
Is it the one?
And
No,
she's skiing with the top off.
Exactly. And I'm like,
No, no,
okay,
that's just the updated Friday the 13th.
yeah.
okay. So, but then Freddy versus Jason, then where they open the door and Freddy's fucking the girl in the bed.
What
And
movie?
Mom or
the
something.
Freddy, I think it was Freddy versus Jason, but it's like there's some pointless sex shit in here for no reason.
Well, I know the updated Friday the 13th, they had random sex scenes in there because that's the cliche about the camp, people having sex and then getting killed. That's the one that had fucking I think Trey Songz was in that one.
No, wait, in the
Okay.
last one.
I know Willa Ford was in it, but I don't know if
Okay, maybe I got it mixed up. But once I started realizing that when the sex involved being scared, I was like,
But
I don't want to see this shit.
I think that's just a trope of like 80s horror movies. Like whenever like the camp counselors are all of a sudden sneaking away to go have sex, that's when they always died. So that's kind of just like a fun, like the black guy tripping. I mean the white girl tripping or the black guy dying first. That's just a trope of 80s horror
Yeah,
movies.
so I because I'd be doing deep dives like
Really?
Friday,
You didn't know
You
that?
don't say.
Friday the 13th apparently was like controversial, and the reason it changed the whole horror genre is because it was like a commentary of how camp and disregard of kids was in real life.
Yeah.
Like that was supposed to be like a palatable way for people to understand, like, hey, this is happening on on summer camps, like sleepaway camps. Like these counselors don't give a shit about your kids, and like that happened more than often. Like, that's why a lot of those 80s movies, that was a setting.
Yeah.
Because those counselors didn't give a shit. They were out there about to be high and
Because they're getting paid $8 an hour. They don't
Yeah.
give a shit. Yeah.
yeah,
No, but
like,
okay,
Some
so
badass kids.
listen, this VHS movie, after watching it, I had one thought went through my mind.
okay.
And for anyone listening, this might actually make you want to watch the movie.
Hmm.
It felt like I was at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yep.
If you go to Halloween Horror Nights and you don't go into the IP houses, you go into the non-IP, the ones that are the Universal branded ones. It felt like they took those like 5 houses and then just put them into made little short films of them and put them into a movie. Because some of this stuff I was like, oh, this just feels like the videos they play while you're waiting in line to go into the house.
Like like one story wasn't gory, but it was creepy as hell that Lily turned around and looked at me and it was like, this is creepy as hell, but I don't know if it's scary. The Coochie Coochie Coo one.
Now fuck that.
Like
That shit.
I was like, what the hell's going on? So Chris, the premise of this was these
Yeah,
two.
oh yeah. Marcos, let's go into the different premises of the different stories.
Okay. So the
Coochie Coochie
Diet
Coo. Okay.
Phantasma the movie, the bookend story, the one that everything is in like, the one that's the book, that's the beginning and the end of the movie, that you keep seeing the story. It's called Diet Phantasma. It's about a Octagon Corporation, which tells you basically, like, it's supposed to be like a demonic shape or whatever. Um, and the character's name is Rothschild. If you're like in the woods of theories and all this shit, Rothschild is like a big name when it's like, oh, they're demonic or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're developing a soda, and they very quickly say, like, hey, we're testing this soda in the UK because the law is a little bit more laxed, and people start having this soda, and they're trying to find a particular mixture of formula, right?
Yeah.
Like the right recipe, because the first guy drinks it and like he like bangs his head through the can and like kills himself.
Yes, yeah, essentially it's like if you went through a experiment and where they're testing out a formula on soda and the soda just keeps killing people in weird ways.
Yeah. So basically,
Okay.
the we later find out that it's like essence of like a demon.
Yeah.
They're putting in the soda and they're trying to find the right mix that doesn't kill people. Because like, I don't know if you got this from towards the end. It's they're trying to enslave the world, and then the little girl is the one that has the perfect mix of the soda, where she like has the
Yeah.
white eyes and she's like, I want more of this. Tell me, what do I gotta do?
Yeah.
And
No,
so the first story is Coochie Coochie Coo, which is,
I'm listening.
I can't even explain what the
So
fuck
so essentially it's two girls, they're going trick or treating.
for
Like
their last Halloween, because they're
yeah,
both graduating high school, they're going off to college, and they feel that since they're turning 18, it's gonna be their last childhood hurrah.
yeah. And so so basically they're videotaping themselves going on their last, you know, trick or treating adventure. And then they end up coming across this house that's got, weird lights and stuff like that. So they want to go, they're like, oh, why didn't we, see this house before? And they go up to try to get candy. And then they end up going into the house and it becomes this
Some white people
crazy,
shit.
crazy house where they got like crazy shit going on and they're being terrorized by some lady with 6 nipples.
Who's like 7 feet tall
Yeah.
with a creepy ass face that she's considered the mom.
Yeah.
And like the house behind like the story behind the house is that this high schooler went into the house like a decade ago and was
Yeah.
never seen again.
Yeah. But she had like a cheerleader outfit on.
Yeah. And so basically it's not gory, but it's like really creepy and like disturbing.
Yeah. It's supposed to be creepy, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
But okay, so I'm just curious, when was this movie made?
No. So this is the movie itself?
Yeah, it came out 2025.
Okay, because I'm trying to, because what I just heard from that was a mixture of it and cheerleaders from All-Star.
Well, no, it's kind of more like what's that one? Barbarian?
Yeah, you remember the girl in
Okay.
the woman under the house?
Yeah.
It's more like that, but pale white and a creepy ass smile.
Yeah, because they got this like adult dude who's like a baby
Yeah.
in there, and then like it's one of those like
Hold on, wait, real quick. I ain't gonna say what I said a minute ago. Remember when I called and I said, "Hey, bring my Jack Daniels"? Guess which one brought it? Say what's up, Cody. Appreciate it.
hey, tell Cody to blink twice if he's in trouble.
He definitely came out. He was like, he's never left. He's been.
We know damn well he ain't got your DNA with that hair shit.
Oh God.
But no, okay, so like this movie was actually like the premise behind it was pretty good, but like for the one thing that took me out of it is like, how is all this happening in this house in the middle of a neighborhood?
But I think I gotta go rewatch it. I believe that they're saying that the house mysteriously disappeared, and that's why they said, "How do we miss this house?" Because the house just appeared. Like they were on the block. They was like, "Oh, we're done trick or treating."
Yeah, you're right. Because they said, "How do we miss this house?" And also like, "Hey, that little girl didn't want any candy."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I
So basically, this house.
I don't know what's going on. That sounds so weird. That little girl want candy.
No, because the look, because it's Halloween and like there's a little girl with her family that walks by in front of the house but doesn't go up to go get candy. So the girl, as they're walking, she goes, "Oh, that little girl didn't want any candy," and
So
then they go up to the
basically,
house.
the tale's like supernatural and like creepy in a way because the house appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
and then like basically, and then my thing was, um, is like the main two characters they made a lot of poor decisions. Like
Hmm.
at one point, the friend got caught, and I would at this point, you guys already said that. Like I said in one movie, I was like, I'm snitching.
Yeah.
I would have been like, hey, appreciate you for the distraction. She goes deeper into the house to go find her friend against a monster that she wasn't gonna do anything against. But then here's the creepy thing about the movie is nobody's attacking them,
Yeah,
right?
they're just kind of in the house. These creepy people are in the house.
Hmm.
And then the mother, for lack of a better name for her, was like never aggressive. She was just like,
I don't know, but she done. She gave that girl a bear hug and broke her ribs.
yeah, but it wasn't like she was running up and attacking her. She had
She literally ran up and attacked her. That's how she broke the
no,
ribs.
she walked over and hugged her and then broke the
Hey,
chick's ribs.
Chris, if somebody walks up to you fast, grabs you, and squeezes you till you break your ribs, does that not qualify as an attack?
Yeah, especially if you don't know.
Yes.
But it wasn't like it
Just
wasn't like
wanted
a
the milk.
monster. It wasn't like The Conjuring where they run up and like it's
Yeah, no, it wasn't
immediately.
like swiping at you, but it's still, it's still an attack.
And they had multiple times where they could have just run. Like
Yeah.
remember when you came up the steps? Yo, I literally turned to Lily and I was like, if these white girls don't leapfrog the banister and jump down,
No,
they're
no,
the bitches in the world.
no, so no, because when they went around the banister, they went down. The fat baby was down there, and in
Who
my
had
head,
not attacked him? Who
yeah,
had
in my
not
head, I was like, just drop kick the motherfucker and get out.
even Chris, hey, put your head down like they do in football. Put your head down and push, bro. Yo,
or he just
Chris,
lost me. He said drop kick somebody because there was a
the-
parent out at practice yesterday, and this lady is pretty well sized. Her daughter was listening, and she was like, "So, Allie, I will drop kick you out here." And I was like, "Drop kick what? Can you even reach your toe?"
uh,
I'm sorry, you lost me with that one.
Marcos, where would you put this? Where would you put the coochie coochie coo? Where would you where would you put that in the if you were ranking the stories in here? Because I have a clear number one.
I think this one will be a number 2 for me, and I think we might agree on the number 1.
I'll give you number two on this one.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
there's five stories.
okay,
So
so it's 5 stories. How long are these stories a piece?
probably like 20 minutes.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but 20 minutes long.
Okay.
But it's like so basically this story ends with the one girl that got her ribs broken, the mommy takes her and like one indicative part of all her children is that they have like this swollen porcelain doll face after she converts them.
Yeah,
And
they
her
look like
friend turned
they look
around.
like Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah, and her friend turned around and was like, I want to stay with mommy. And then her friend, the one that wasn't attacked and was not converted, basically just gave up on life and said, this is my reality.
Yeah,
And
she
went
literally,
down
she
on
literally
the.
just put the camera down and walked over there and just put her head on the mom's lap.
Yeah, she's like, well, I'm dead. So I
Yeah,
might
the,
as well.
the ending don't make sense at all. But like it's a very creepy movie. So maybe if they made a whole movie out of it, you could do something where it's a little more like, fully formed.
And so the spin-offs that I said that is actually pretty good. One of the stories and in the first one, Siren, got turned into a full feature movie, and I keep being told to watch it, and I'm gonna search that out and watch it. But like this is like good concepts.
Yeah.
And the
The
second one was the one in Spain.
Yeah.
It was in Barcelona, I believe, or somewhere there.
Yeah. But
And-
essentially it's you got a group of friends and they go visit like a room, whatever. That like one of the girls, she was a waitress at some place, and she said that her and like this other coworker found it, and so they go into that room, and like it's supposed to be this creepy room in this building, and when they get there, there's a phone inside, and so they're looking
Disconnected.
around. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
cool.
looking around. There's like supposedly what happened was people had gotten attacked in this room and shit like that. So so what it is one guy survived, and he's taking the cops back over there to tell them what happened. And he's like, it
I
was
don't
my
believe him.
fault.
He literally was like, so basically when he's retelling the cops what's happening, They go in, they're all dressed up, they're Halloween partiers, they're all drunk.
Yeah.
And then the guy, like, first of all, if I go in the room and are scribbled on every wall is Latin phrases, I'm not gonna start chanting them out loud. And which is
Yeah.
what the guy does. He was like, ha, ha, and he starts saying ut supra sic infra. And he said it a couple times, and then all of a sudden the phone started ringing.
Yeah.
At that point,
It means as above, so below.
yeah, at that point, Chris, if we're somewhere and this is
Mhm.
obviously a phone, a house phone that has no wire to it, no anything, it looks broken and it starts ringing, I'm gonna be like, all right, guys, I think we should roll.
Yeah.
Of course, in typical fashion, one asshole picks up the phone, which is a sole survivor, and he goes, uh-huh, uh-huh, I understand. Hangs up
It's
and then
possessed and
and
then
kills
starts
everybody.
kills everybody in the room. So essentially what it is like it's like present time he's taking the cops through to that room, and
Mhm.
as he's telling the story about what happened, it cuts to like video footage of him and when he was with the group of kids in the room.
Hmm.
All that
But they
happened.
don't show you the deaths
Yeah.
of those individuals. But then, of course, cops are fucking stupid. I would have been like, you know what? I guess we got this guy. Let's just.
This is
I don't need an explanation. Let's go ahead and arrest him, sentence him to death. No, the cop is like, walk us through the entire evening. And then the kid is telling him, like, I don't want to do this. And he was like, no, no, no. What did you do? And he's like, I said that phrase. He's like, say it again. Sure enough, the motherfucking phone rings. At that point, if I'm a cop, I'm shooting this motherfucker.
Hmm.
But no, but then then the cop goes and picks up the phone again. And then next thing you know, the kid gets possessed again and kills all the cops.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And he shows it basically. And this is where Lily turned at me and looked and said, what the fuck are we watching?
Yeah.
You got a full, no camera cut eye gouge.
Yeah.
He just walks up to the one of the cops, grabs him by the neck, and it's a female cop, and just slowly puts his finger in the eye hole and yanks it in the slowest manner. And I was like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
that's when I was like, fuck.
Yeah. To me, this one was the clear best short out of all of them.
Okay. I mean,
It's
even
more- it's-
even listening to it, the plot sounds like it was actually pretty dope.
It's more
Bro.
my style because it was to me this was
Supernatural.
well it was gory, but they didn't show a ton of gore. It was just it saved it for that moment to where he started killing all the cops, and it's like, oh, what the fuck? But before that, like, it's actually a good story leading up to it.
So earlier in this story, they were basically talking about how the bodies were crushed.
Yeah.
And you never saw it. So I thought the guy was beating him down. No, as he's possessed, he's like chanting and saying stuff. The people that he's not attacking are being hoisted straight to the ceiling of this room, and just like it's like if you had gravity, instead of it pulling you down, it was pushing them up, and their bones were getting crushed.
Yeah.
And after
Mm.
As it was doing that, he essentially was probably standing upside down,
Yeah.
comes, does all that stuff, and then after he leaves, then all of a sudden the bodies drop back down to the floor. But it's actually a really dope, like poltergeist kind of story. It was actually like I could see a full movie in the
So one of the craziest parts of this is when he gets initially possessed, they're like, what is going on? Like, oh, it's one cop at a time that's being shot up into the air. But as this is happening, the kid that was the sole survivor just starts retching, and one by one, the eyeballs of all his 6 friends, he starts spitting them up in whole, which was
Mm.
insane.
Yeah.
Like with the whatever the optical nerves and everything he like spit up the whole eyeball.
Yeah, of all these shorts, I think Chris, this is the one where you would have liked it the most, because again, it wasn't overly bloody. It wasn't this thing where like they're just trying to be crazy for the sake of being crazy.
Mhm.
It was just really fucking creepy, and then the ending delivered on the creepiness.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay.
And then it just leaves it at that. There's no like, what happened? It's like, nope, these people are dead. They fucked around and found out.
Yep.
So
Dead in 10 hotels.
so the next one,
So Chris, like, if you had a collection of like scary stories and stuff like that, like would you try to go more towards like the gore factor? Like what obviously you'd want to have stories that like,
Mm.
are varied. Like would you prefer to have them more all gory or would you prefer to have them like maybe tons of different styles in each?
Nah, I honestly I could do a scene with no gore.
Yeah, me too.
More about how can you fuck up the mind that much?
Yeah, yeah,
Like to make a person think
yeah,
what could have happened, what didn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, like even that we watched a couple of weeks ago, that 3 Rings Inferno, whatever.
yeah,
Now, that wasn't scary, but it had a good suspense to it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah,
and in my opinion, it could have been done differently, a whole lot more, whatever.
yeah,
But the initial story was
yeah,
good.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So yeah, I go for like I know this isn't a scary movie, but almost like Inception. Is it really or is it fake?
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Remember that movie we watched before with Russell Crowe, where he was the priest?
Yeah.
So I mean, this like this one
Wait,
this
wait, hold on. He did two movies,
what was the one we covered? A couple like about
and
We
both of them were about exorcisms.
yeah I know what was the movie called? Was
okay.
it the Pope? I forget.
Gosh, I
I'll,
just remember him riding a little
I'll,
scooter,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll pull up his
and
Wikipedia.
But no, like this story, this second one could have
mm,
very easily been like that like in that
He
world.
did the
mm,
Pope's Exorcist,
Yeah,
there you go.
did the Exorcism, which is like within a year of each other. And I'm like, my guy. And these are two different franchises, apparently.
yeah. But no, the Pope's Exorcist, like it could have easily been in one of those stories.
Yeah.
Mm, gotcha.
It so the next story
Is this your
was
favorite one?
no, no, it's not.
It had
Uh,
no glizzies.
no, this one was it actually did,
Oh, oh shit!
but not the one you were thinking about.
Oh, you.
It's called Fun Size. And again, these stories are all centered in Halloween. That's the gimmick.
This
I,
didn't make it. That didn't make it any better.
Dude, so this one right here, Fun Size, is of all of them, is the clear I could see a house at Halloween Horror Nights of this.
yeah. So
Mm,
basically, it starts off where like again I didn't understand the backstory. That's what I could do without. It's like two couples, right? And they're like, oh, let's they
It's
leave
got
this
gay.
Halloween party, and they're disappointed because Halloween had no candy, so they were like, oh, let's go get candy, let's do trick-or-treating. These are full-blown adults.
Yep.
And then there's two girls, and the two girls in the beginning of the story as they're walking says, I can't believe you said, one of them turns to I can't believe you said yes, because like right off rip, one guy's like, I can't believe you're my fiance, and then the girl's like on cue goes, I can't believe you said yes, and she's like, well, he asked, so basically they let us know that this couple are engaged, but the girl's not doesn't really want to be
Yeah, yeah.
engaged.
She's not fully invested.
mhm.
So, and then the other guy, but like, I don't understand that backstory. Maybe you paid attention a little bit more. I don't understand why that needed to be a pivotal thing because they
So
didn't betray each other at all, really.
no, because it was pivotal because at the end of the story, when all the shit spoiler, they all fucking getting killed and shit. They in their last moments, they basically did the I do, like like I actually want to be with you and stuff like that. So he basically says in sickness and health or whatever, and just this is what you mean to me, like will you marry me? And she says yes, kind of thing, like right before they died.
Yeah. So they come up to this house and it has a full bowl of candy, but it has a huge sign written that says "Take one."
Yeah.
That's all it says.
And
And
it's got like the bootleg like year 2000 snacks.
yeah, and then it's like one of them I think was called the Schindler's Twister or something like that.
Yeah.
So that he pulls out a candy bar and it's a chocolate shaped dick, like a chocolate covered dick candy.
Dude, the girl goes, no, well, technically a lot of candy bars look like dicks. He goes, no, this one's got a tip.
And it's basically a chocolate dick. And the one guy at that point I would have been like,
Oh
I'm good, guys.
god.
No, the guy goes, no, this is a cool house. They probably have sex, oriented candy. And I was like, first of all, I know that's out there, but I've never come across that in real life. And first of all, in Halloween, not knowing who the house
Yeah.
is like empty. Like it's just a bowl with a one spotlight light that says take one. So the guy eats it, and I look without watching the story. Spoiler: I look to Lily, and I'm like, "Yo, that's a dick. That's
Yeah.
a real dick." And he
He was
bites
like,
it,
like,
and he's like,
oh,
"Oh, it's
it's
full
got,
of white creamy stuff."
got white creamy stuff. They're like, yeah, of course it's got white creamy stuff. It's like, oh, you missed the spot. You missed the spot.
So he goes to grab a second candy, and then a hand comes out, grabs him, and starts pulling him into the bowl. And this is where it gets comically funny. Like he's like, "Hey, let me go, let him go," and then all of a sudden they pan to his friends like, "Oh my god!" And then he's like shoulder in, and then they pan to his friends again, and he's like torso in, and then to the point that it's just his 2 feet. And his other homeboy was like, "Wait, don't let him go!" And then they all get sucked. The two guys get sucked into the candy bowl,
Yeah.
and two girls start crying and go to run to the car. When I was like, finally, two fucking characters that have common sense. But no, the bowl gets up and just attacks him
Yeah.
and gets sucked into the bowl.
Yeah. So now now they're in like this warehouse and they're trying to escape the warehouse, and there's some weird ass character with like a candy head and like a suit on. He's kind of like terrorizing them, and they're trying to escape. And then one of the guys, he gets caught, and next thing you know, he's on a conveyor belt, butt naked. Well, he got underwear on.
He got his tidy whities on.
Yeah. And then it starts, they're trying to free him and they can't free him. The next thing you know, he goes through the machine and like all his body parts start coming out.
Including his dick and balls.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, yeah, they got a ball. But like all the body parts are getting covered in chocolate.
Yeah.
And you realize all the candy that was in the bowl was actually real body parts.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
That's when you realize, oh, this dude ate a real dick.
So that guy that got killed first, he had a key that he found somewhere randomly, and they saw a door with a lock with like a padlock on it, and they were like, "This is how we get out." So they grabbed like his half of hand that's covered in chocolate. They ripped the key off, and they go to open the fucking door, and the door opens, and it's just a fucking brick wall that says "Take one" on it. And then they're like, "What the fuck?" They close the door, turn around. That second, was it the girl? Yeah, it was the girl, the guy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Sucked into the fucking sucked in by the candy guy into the machine, and she gets cut up into pieces too.
No. She gets pulled away.
Oh, and they put a fucking go ahead, say
Yeah, so one of the girls, she's dressed up like a superhero. She gets pulled into a room, and then when they find her in the room, there's like a tube stuck up her ass. And so they're like, what the fuck? She's trying to escape, and all of a sudden the shit gets filled with like little nerds candy, and her face explodes, and the nerds candy shoot out.
Yeah. Like
It's a really creative story. And like again, like if you're at Halloween Horror Nights and you're going through a haunted house, like this is the kind of stuff where you turn the corner and you just see like a dead body with like candy shooting out. Like I can see it, being like a really good atmosphere, a really good setting for it.
I really like the ending. So, spoiler alert, the couple, the guy, the fiance guy dies, and then the girl gets out. She thinks she gets out. Because she's out like in a warehouse parking lot, and then all of a sudden, didn't they grab her and just throw her into the machine or something?
I think so, yeah.
And then you pan out, you think the story just ended abruptly, but then you pan out, there's a mom and two kids trick or treating, come across that same bowl, and the kid grabs a candy and opens it, and it's that girl's ring finger with the ring still on it, and then the kid goes, "Oh, I don't want this candy. I'm gonna grab another one." And then, sure enough, as soon as he grabbed the other one, there goes how the story ends, killing that family too, or whatever.
Like this one was good. I just don't know if I can see a full movie.
Yeah, I think it was good for what it was.
Yeah,
like I like anthologies like that, but then it's like as a fan of like some of these are really good. You're like, oh shit, how come this couldn't be a full movie?
Yeah,
and then the way that this studio does it, and like this is their thing. It's very rare for them to come out and like take one of the stories and flesh it out, because they're like, we're making money hand over fist doing these once a year, every Halloween, or like no, it's every October. This is the first one that they actually are like Halloween. It always comes out in the fall.
Yeah, because everything was kind of a Halloween theme on this one. Chris, do you like humor in your scary movies?
Yes, but not like
Like Boo and
it's
Medea Halloween.
no, not like it's supposed to be funny. More like a person just says something and it's funny at that moment, but it doesn't
Like
take
the
from the story.
dialogue. Yeah,
Yeah, but it'll take from the storyline.
and
Like,
I know this is a bad example, and but this is the one that I watched recently. The Blackening, like that dialogue was hilarious as hell. When they were like, "Wait a minute, why you said that?" And like, you know what I mean? Like the not like not when they're like being chased by the killer in that movie, but with their interactions, it is hilarious. Like there is very
I'm
witty.
sure it's called The Blackening. I would imagine it's supposed to be like a spoof comedy kind of thing.
yeah,
No, but it's not Wayne's Brothers spoof. It's more like a little bit more highbrow. Have you seen it? It's on Netflix.
Hell no, I ain't watched the black. The only thing I like blacking is fish, chicken,
Have you seen it, Chris?
no.
women.
I think we should
I
cover
was
that.
waiting for that one. I was waiting for that one.
We should cover that one. Like one of one of the like I think one of the dialogues, one of the characters in the movie is like, yeah, man, I'm changed, I'm Zen and blah blah blah. And the guy was like, man, so you ain't carrying that pistol? I was like, fuck no, I'm still carrying it. I gotta keep that thing on me. But the way he said it's like, oh, okay. It's like he's chilled everywhere else, but he's like, I ain't stupid. I gotta keep
Okay.
that thing on me. Like,
See, I didn't see the movie, but it's like if you watch the movie and they add like a comedy spot to it, it's
Yeah.
like okay, cool.
I
So
think I think you guys are like that movie. Lily, it was funny. Uh Lily was like, should I be laughing at this? And I was like,
It's called The Blackening. There ain't no way I could hear that name of a movie and be like, yeah, this is gonna be scary or
no,
taken
she's
seriously.
like, I don't like I think like they did a joke when they're like, oh, O'Reilly's, and everybody in the cast that was in that scene like finished the O'Reilly's, and
mm,
Yeah.
I don't get it. We saw it day one, and everybody in the theater was dying laughing, and she was like,
Yeah, but I don't. Again, if it's supposed to be a scary, I don't know about you, Chris, but if it's supposed to be a scary movie for me, something like that, I don't know. I don't know if it adds to the experience for me. I think I might not like it in that moment.
you
it,
know what? Even if we don't cover it, we should watch that movie and just talk about it, just because it's a movie that I've argued back and forth with Lily. Lily says, and I quote, "I don't think that movie was made for me." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And this is the first time we've had a racial discussion. She was like,
the very hold on, how long you been married?
we're going on 30, but we've been together from a 10 plus." But it's like,
Wait. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna let the
she's
fans
like,
deal with
she's
that.
like, she's like she like it's like I don't know, like, you know what I mean, like I don't think that I'm supposed to understand that humor because I'm not of that background, like, you know what I mean, like,
Okay, you know what? I'm happy you said that. Let's talk about that for a second. Like her saying, I don't know, I don't understand that humor.
no, she meant to say, like, I don't think I was a target audience, because I
For
looked
that
at her, I
humor.
was like, how come you didn't find that funny? She was just like, I didn't understand a lot of the jokes. I didn't, and I was just like, and then I looked at her and I said the funniest thing in my mind. I was like, man, you that white? I did
Uh,
not know this. Like, like okay, full
The movie's called The
transparency.
Blackening. Of course, it's not made for her.
But full transparency, we all, in depending on where you live, because I know, Sarat, you said you lived in an urban neighborhood. Chris, I assume you grew up in an urban neighborhood. Based on what you described in the past, no, not it wasn't a racial. I know in New York it's a melting pot. Like, I assume, because everybody from my neighborhood, it doesn't matter race, creed, or whatever. Um, it's like it's a melting pot. So we all experience the same type of things. So the white kids I went to school with would be like, yo, that movie's dope, because they understand it. But I didn't realize that, my wife, she grew up in like the suburbs, country, where, where kids had to go out before the internet to experience that type of culture. You know
I'm
what I
gonna
mean?
I'm
I
gonna let
mean,
Chris talk before I give a comment.
I'm gonna say she competes in horse racing. I'm gonna leave that alone. But
That's exactly what I was about to say. Exactly what I was about to say.
but no, what I'm saying, what the point I was trying to get to was sometimes you may not understand like that joke was for me, but humor is humor. If it's funny, it's funny. It doesn't care about who it's for. if it's a funny joke or funny whatever's going on, it's gonna be funny regardless. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but I think sometimes you get a joke where it's like, I'll crack up laughing about it, but then someone else might like, I don't know, it doesn't tickle their funny bone. I don't know if that makes
So
sense.
they like one in the movie in the Black Queen, they basically one of the games that the killers, because again it's a spoof movie but it's more a little bit highbrow. The guy was like, you guys got to win at this trivia game or else one of you dies. So they were really good at like Black American culture trivia.
Yeah.
Like, but then they asked a question about like the TV show Friends, and it was a gag. It was
It
supposed
was,
to.
oh yeah, yeah. It's supposed to be you're black, so you wouldn't watch Friends.
So yeah, and then Lily was like, I didn't understand. I didn't get any of the stuff that they got right. I don't even understand. And I was like I like like I had
Okay,
like a
okay, but
vision,
here's the
like
thing, Chris. I don't know if you'll agree with me. Nothing about that scenario sounded funny to me.
I don't know.
it's,
I'm
it's
Oh,
probably
Chris,
not
what
saying
about you, Chris?
you know what the whole
The whole like, okay, you get all the black answers right, but then
mm,
you get the white question. You're like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't sound funny to me because I
it's
feel like you're saying that's highbrow. That's one of the most lowbrow things I've heard.
no. I mean, I
but the
like
whole
not
movie.
even watching the movie. I feel
You
like
could tell what this movie is going for because number one, it debuted in Juneteenth, and the whole movie is set in Juneteenth. Like college friends that haven't been around each other for 8 years
Hmm.
went on like a holiday trip during Juneteenth, and they're like, it's like
but a
tongue in cheek,
barbecue is not a holiday trip.
huh? No, they went in a cabin in the woods. And it's like throughout the whole movie, they're all like commenting, like, "What kind of white shit are we doing? Why are we in a cabin in the woods, like for Juneteenth?" And like one of the characters is like, "Well, we gotta show that we still get together, no matter what the setting is, or something like that." It wasn't like I know it's coming across the way I'm explaining it that it's more like Wayne's and CB4. It wasn't. It's more
No,
like
I
it's more like
I get what you're saying. Me personally, I don't feel that that's as highbrow as you're making it out to be. I actually think that's pretty lowbrow. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
I'm still stuck on the audience thing. Like like I watched Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, Matt
Mhm.
Rife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bill Burr. If it's funny, it's funny. Like no matter what the
and,
racial thing is. You know what I'm saying?
and so when she meant by that, it's like they're making fun of something that might have been traumatic for Black American culture. And she's like, I don't know if I can laugh at that, even though the characters were laughing at it.
Black people do that all day, every day.
Yeah, but then she's like, it's not funny to me.
Well, you know how like okay.
Because her Mount Caucus feels guilty.
No, but you know how sometimes you'll get a black joke that like it doesn't like I don't for sometimes I'll see it to hear a joke and I'm like I don't find it that funny. But
Yeah.
like other people will find it funny.
Yeah.
No, I just think that might have been what it is. Her comedy isn't that type of comedy, you know? Like again, like
True.
Seinfeld. There's a lot of Seinfeld I just don't find funny.
I think, but
And
Really?
a lot of
I
the
actually thought
I
I
love
thought
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld was hilarious.
no, but
Seinfeld
there's
is one of my favorite shows of
no, but
all.
there's a lot of it I don't find funny. There's a lot of The Office I don't find funny, but like other people love it. So it's like, okay, it might not just be my type of comedy
Yeah,
in certain times.
Lily also says she didn't like Friends, and I'm like, you're bugging. Like if you lived in that time
That's
frame,
because she ain't got none. I'm joking. Right?
it does. But no, it's like it's one of those things, and it's like I guess it's all cultural in the time frame that you were
Yeah.
there. Like I can understand why you didn't like Seinfeld, but I understood it.
I just never watched it. That's why.
I watched it, and I lived in New York during that time, and it was like, oh, I understand everything that's going on this show. Like even the throwaway lines, like you know what I mean. I'm like, oh, I remember this. But people are like, yeah, like I get it. If you lived in like North Carolina and you're in a predominantly certain racial background, you're not gonna understand Friends. I like Friends for what it was. It was just it was a white show. I didn't take it as people. I know people like that's not Friends. You telling me all in New York City there was no black people? on that show, and I was just like, you're taking this a little bit different. It was like this is what NBC sold back then. Like, you know what I
But
mean?
see,
Like,
but see, even with Seinfeld, like I can't remember. If you brought up a scene, I remember it. But the only thing that stands out for me from Seinfeld is "Hello,
yeah,
Newman." Other than that, I really can't tell you what was funny. But watching it and just watching the story of the episode unfold was funny to
Yeah.
me.
so
You know what I'm saying?
me watching Seinfeld as an adult makes shocks me as crazy as I was. That show when it came out, I was in like my younger teen years, and I understood every reference.
No,
And
okay.
as an adult, I was like, wait a minute, how the fuck do I know all this shit when I was that young?
Okay. So I mean, again, let's go to okay. Well, let's go with Friends. Like with Friends, they had a black version. Well, the original version, which was Living Single, and so they just did a white version of Living Single, and that's what Friends was. So like they had the you could tell by the humor in some of it. It's like okay, it's one's tailored towards like the black audience versus the white audience. But
Mm.
with Seinfeld, okay, so like take for instance the Festivus episode. I know a bunch of people who quote that shit, and that is the most hilarious thing. I've watched that episode a couple times. I don't find it that funny. And that's
You
just
know
me.
what? One of the things that I always quote from that is the guy's like, Serenity now." And then I always look at Lily and go, "Insanity later." That is, it's one of those lines that stuck with me. And I know if you're not a side, because it's funny because I am at the age that a lot of people don't like that show, or they and
I feel like you're of the age where people love that show.
no, a lot of people, there was a lot of things of controversy with that show. A lot of it has to do where Seinfeld, like Jerry himself, was the one that clearly made a lot more money than everybody else. Where other shows, it was
Mhm.
more like we're together, we're all gonna make the same salary. No, Jerry was like, fuck all them motherfuckers. I'm getting four times as much as them.
I mean,
And Kramer, people like, he was the first person where this, like, I think as a whole, the whole country like canceled him. And I'm like,
Yeah, he
the
is.
actor, but I'm like, that has nothing to do with the show that came out way before.
okay. So you don't think Martin went to that?
What?
Like when Martin was over more paid than everybody else on the show, and
No, but
the show
like
was called Martin.
Yeah,
yeah,
and the other
but
show's called Seinfeld. Like they should. It's a vehicle for them. Like
Yeah.
when they were when because it was his decision to end the show.
yeah,
NBC was down to renew them for a few more seasons, and he was like, "No, I'm good." And a lot of people are seeing that was selfish, and I'm like, "Yo, it was his show, dog. Like, ain't nobody was there when the show, like his first season, the show was threatened to be canceled like a bunch of times, and then the second season, it blew up. Like, you can even see how they made changes the first season if you watch it on Netflix. The first five episodes have a different tone than the rest of the show because it's like, okay, we got to recalibrate. And he did that on the fly, and the show got better. But then, I have a whole lot of people that don't like Curb Your Enthusiasm. Larry
yeah,
David is one of the funniest guys living or alive in the world. His dry comedy is
yeah.
one
But for
of
people
those
who
things.
don't like dry comedy, it's not gonna be okay. Let me give you an example. If you watch, you guys watch Comic View?
Yes,
Not in a long time, but yeah.
but it's not
Okay,
even, is it
but
on again? I don't know.
no, but
Yeah, exactly.
if you watch Comic View, there's clearly jokes on there, like some of the sex jokes and stuff, where it's like it's just I hate saying it, but like it's jokes you hear in black rooms. By black rooms, I
Mhm.
mean like black audience for a comedian and stuff like that. Like that kind of joke wouldn't work in like a predominantly white, audience.
Now
Mhm.
that you're bringing that up, I never liked Ricky Smiley's stand-up comedy.
I see. I think I like Ricky Smiley.
His voices annoy me. Like when he was doing what is that you presume is autistic, the character. So what is it?
Oh,
Little
Lil
Look.
Ricky.
No, little Daryl.
Oh
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I hated that
With
character.
the club foot.
Yeah, but that made him apparently made him as successful as he is today. That's what allowed him to become the radio person and all this stuff and blah blah blah. Like I personally, and it disappointed me as I got older. Like my favorite comedian was what's it called? Oh my God, um, Bernie Mac. And when the Kings of Comedy, I thought his set followed by Cedric the Entertainer sets were the best sets, but then I found out that Cedric the Entertainer set was stolen. Like 85% of that set.
No,
Was,
it wasn't stolen, but like it's one of those things where like, some people sometimes will have similar jokes and stuff like that.
but
Anyways, get
No.
back to VHS.
yeah, getting
We got
back to
we got
VHS.
we got two more. There's two more stories here, and like
So
again, so
Kid Print was my favorite story.
well, okay, well, so Chris, so presumably, like if you watch all the stories, they're all basically handheld. Like it's from somebody recording, like on a handheld camera. And
It's
that's why
like
it's all VHS because it's
story.
all
Well, not all of them are VHS because some were used on cell phones too. But I think
handheld. Yeah,
yeah, handheld cam. So Kid Print, which it's basically this one is set in the 80s. It's an electronic store that specializes in recording kids during this time where kids were getting snatched. And so you would basically have a recording of the kid talking and then take updated pictures. And this would happen every fall for like, so that way, if
your kid
if
went
your
missing.
kid get snatched or kidnapped, you have upgraded photos and video of the kid. So that way, when the news puts it out there, they know how this kid looks today instead of them having a picture of like a 10-year-old kid that's now 16. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
and I initially, that one threw me for a loop because as soon as the story started, I was like, it's the owner of the store.
Yeah,
And this movie sorry, story was crazy, Chris, because the guy kind of looks like an older version of you. It was,
Really?
yes, it was the
yeah,
video technician, a black guy named Bruce, that committed all the murders. And he was snatching kids yo, he was real reckless with it.
So listen, I like this story, but the only thing I didn't agree with story wise is like the motherfucker kept the store going.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where it's like it could have did it in a way where you're like, oh, this was like actually a really good like fully formed thing where the guy gets away with it and whatever he moves to a different town and does it again. But the motherfucker basically sets up the owner to take the fall and then says, yeah, I don't know why he would do all that, but I'm committed to keeping this store open. You're just going to do this. Once the shit starts again, they're going to be like, okay, clearly it wasn't the owner.
So basically, and he was like, and it's funny because it's like, I felt like it was kind of a dig on Bill Cosby because the guy was like the older happy black guy was like, hey, Bruce was like, hey, how's it going? And then the owner of the store was Tom was like, I'm just just working, getting in, like that's how he almost pretty much talked.
Yeah.
And he would literally was like, they showed a video of him because it's a whole bunch of videotapes, and as soon as I saw that, I said, Lily, those videotapes have some fucked up shit on it. And he like told this kid, he's like, hey man, you ever touch a video camera? And this is like in the 80s when shit was like mad expensive, where it's like, oh, so and so got a video camera and you knew on your block because that's like a big thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, he's like, you ever had one and blah blah. And then he's like, you like video games? He's like, yeah, man, I've been dying to get a Nintendo. He's like, we have one in the store. You come check it out. And then they cut like 2 seconds later, the kid is being recorded and he's bleeding. And he's like, no, no, no. Like, why are you upset? And then he basically cuts the kid's face off like a serial killer type shit.
And starts wearing his face as a mask.
But because he cut his face off, he fucked up his eyes. And then a girl, like the owner is out while this is happening, and they get a report that one of the girls that he recorded like the week earlier got kidnapped. And then he's like, all right, let me see. The cops go to him and they're like, can you give us that tape? Because we're going to broadcast tonight. So he goes back to the store and then sees the kid tied up, the latest victim, a kid that they don't even know is missing yet. And he's like, Bruce, what's going on? And Bruce just jigs that motherfucker right in the fucking stomach,
Yeah.
Mm.
drops him, brings in the blinded girl and the kid, and just throws him there. And they're like, help me. And they feel the guy there and they think it's that guy. And they just start stabbing and killing him.
Yeah. Because they think he's the one. No, well, they think he's involved in it.
Yeah.
They remember him from the whole taping thing.
Yeah.
So they think he's involved. So they kill the owner.
So then Bruce comes back after doing some freaky shit on camera with the fucking skin parts and all this stuff. Like he literally wears one as a face mask and he starts interviewing himself, which that's where the darkest part was. When they were like, why do you like recording kids? He was like, well, it's just like in my childhood. They recorded me. So you could tell the guy was abused as a kid.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he was
And
like,
well, like again, my only reservations on this story was that it kind of just it was like a if you took a like a 3-part story, beginning, middle, end, like to me there was no end to this one, because even if like they caught the owner, it didn't. It stayed in the same place.
so
Where
he basically set it up, and it was cool because they showed him wearing gloves, I believe, the entire time he was victimizing people. So he was very meticulous. So he basically killed the two kids that were tortured, and then he discovered the owner at the shop
yeah,
doing this, and then the owner got caught and all this stuff, and because he died already, and
Mm.
then he came
Chris,
out at the end. And he was like, "I'm gonna keep this store open because I'm a sense of community. I want to make sure we keep the kids safe." And I was like,
Chris,
I
as
turned to Lily. Hold on, I turned to Lily and I go, "If this happened today, 100% people would not bat an eye. They'd be like, yeah, it was the white guy. This is some weird shit the white guy did. They would not even look at the black dude at all."
so, well, Chris. Okay, so as the only one of us who has kids, if you saw a random store that like presumably a lot of kids were hanging around.
Speaking of kids, can I address something real quick?
Yeah,
Hey, you two, give me a second.
go ahead. No, well, because like if you have a store where a bunch of kids are hanging around or whatever, it feels like in 2025 that might raise an eyebrow, even if nothing's going on. If you have a store where just a lot of kids congregate to, you'd be like, "What's going on over here?"
But I vaguely remember the kid IDs. Do you remember that in school that you had to go to like a photo place? That it was like an ID that they made you carry in your book bag that had your address and age and everything. Excuse me.
And my neighborhood wasn't as poor as yours.
Okay, cool. Here we go.
And it wasn't, and no, it was like it was during the era when kids were getting snatched. Chris, you don't remember the kid ID?
Bro, he grew up in the same neighborhood as me. What you talking about?
I'm gonna say, yeah, can I
Yeah,
do? Yeah.
I don't remember that. I told him because his neighborhood was
Like
poor.
I remember, like you having like the photo thing. We had to go in school. It was a whole thing when McGruff, the crime dog, came by.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
That was one of the pushes. They would send home the little packet where you could get a kid ID. So if your kid got snatched and he didn't know where he was at, there would be something embedded in your book bag. It was like a little ID
Hmm.
that showed where you live and your parents' contact information in case you were lost. Because I don't like. Well, I'm different. I'm from New York. Like
You
we
ain't
could
from New
walk.
York.
Yeah, we could walk. Whatever I
Just
am.
because you wear that hat don't mean you're from there, bro.
Anyway, we can walk to where we
Santo
live at.
Domingo.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like we ain't need no addresses and like, oh, I think it's this house on the left. Driving in a cop car. It's like, no, I know exactly where I live. Like, chill.
Yeah.
But
No,
so I
yeah,
think
again,
this was
again, like again, when it comes to this story, again, like I liked it, but I just felt like it wasn't a fully formed like beginning, middle, and end to it, and that's why it was probably like number 3 to me in the anthology.
so you wanted to ask Chris the
Yeah,
questions.
I'm saying as someone with kids, if
Mhm.
there was a store in the neighborhood that like kids just kind of congregated around,
Hmm.
like would that raise a red flag to you?
No, I think that would tell me it's a safe spot or where the kids will hang out.
But like
Like so, but, okay, kids congregate around the fucking ice cream truck, bro. Just so you know, and don't nobody look at the ice cream truck as a safe spot. That's all I'm saying.
Because the ice cream truck's always moving.
No, but it's not. Listen, if you had a store and you got the one guy working there and like all the kids always come there. Oh yeah, Mr. Chris is, awesome. He lets us play video games in his store. He gives us candy. No, I'll be like, that motherfucker.
the way
I
my
mean,
mom
you would
raised me.
definitely go check it out. And I'm not gonna say I would be just like naive and neglected. I mean, let me
So
go see who this person is,
did I
and
ever
walk in the store and check it out.
did I
And if
ever
I
tell
if I
you
drive by and see the kids out there all the time, that's where the kids hang out. You know what I'm saying?
did I ever tell you that when I was in the Cub Scouts for like 3 weeks?
You were the Cub Scout.
I was in the Cub Scouts for
Only
3
Cub I
weeks.
associate with you is Bear.
He was trying to get cookies,
So I was there for 3 weeks,
and they
and
gave him no
like,
cookies.
no, this was
Like
through
Art Me.
church. This was through church, and my mom went to one of the meetings. She was like, "Nah, you're not going back." And I was like, "Why?" She was like, "I don't know about this guy." And there's only one guy going with you. She was like, "That's how kids get touched." And I was like, "What?" And as an adult, I was like, I get it.
You know what's funny? My mom used to be like that. Like we would go do something. Um, I remember I went to some type of like a community meeting or something like that, but it was for kids. And my mom was there with us. And anything I went to go do, whether I went to go eat the food, whatever the case may be, she would just like cough and then look at me. And I'm and she was like if I'm gonna do something, don't do it. And then when I got out, she's like, would you realize where you were? Like, no, I'm 8. Like all I saw was candy and Cheetos on the table, and she was like, you're in the spot where people got diseases. All the furniture was laced in plastic. The dude kept coughing it on his hands and trying to grab the food he was eating. Germs are spreading. Like, no. Like, that's why I kept stopping. I was like, oh,
See,
okay.
see this thing. But listen, the thing is, this is controversial. Sometimes you need some of that to build your immune system. This is why you don't need to. That's why you always wear that, because you eat well done steaks.
This builds my immune system just fine.
First of all,
Been doing it for years. It
first
won't stop now.
that's why, like, shit like that remind me. That's why I don't trust people now. I don't trust people at any face value unless, like, I get to know you. But I don't know about that. Like you know what I mean? Like when people are like, oh, my babysitter, or like, my living nanny or whatever, and I'm like, you trust a full ass stranger? They're not
But,
related to you.
but as an adult, this is why like I'm really scared for myself because knowing what I'm capable of doing, and I don't mean this in a cocky way, whatever. I've been in positions where I had to do some shit. So once you do it, then it's like, oh shit, I can do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm really, really scared to like be around people that I don't know or whatever case may be. Like a couple weeks ago, I had to ask, I'm not gonna say a random stranger, but somebody I was cool with that I know but I don't know to watch my child because I had to go into this business. And it's like, okay, it's cool, but at the same time, if something goes wrong, I'm coming to fuck all your shit up. I don't care nothing about it
Yeah,
because
that's
I can't. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, I don't know.
it's
All
it's
right.
it's
So
it's weird. So question, before we move on from this story, um, would your spidey sense gone up if you walked in and heard the screams? Would your first reaction be like, "Hey, Chris, what's going on over here?" I would have swung on you. Like the math was right there. He went to talk to him and got close enough for Bruce to be like, "Ha, stab."
yeah.
Yeah,
If I hear screaming going on and
I'm not gonna be like, "Hey,
I
hey."
see, I don't care if it's one of my friends.
Yeah,
Somebody's approaching me. Like, hey, stand back, stand back. Like, what the fuck's going on?
mhm.
You know what I mean? You might be involved, and I just didn't know.
Now let's think about that for a minute. Let's just say one of us is a really, really weird person.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know. They work around Yankees hats and have Knicks merchandise for some reason. Go on.
And if we walk into a room, we hear some screaming. Marcus is like, "Oh, I just said the shit. My bad."
All right. We know what role Marcos is playing in this story.
anyway.
I can't finish the damn scenario.
Okay, we're
But
almost
I'm
running
saying,
out. We're almost running out of time. What about this last story, Marcos? What was the last story in this movie?
This one lost me. This one was by the numbers. I felt like they were like, we need one more story to fill this out. This one, it was basically about a family of 3 that go to haunted houses. Or was it 4?
Oh,
No,
they were building a haunted house.
there were no. They set up their yearly home to be made into a haunted house, and just like typical parents, the kid got old and he's 16. He's like, I don't want to participate in this. And they're like, come on. And then they convince him, kind of like force him. And then they realize that their house that they called Halloween Horror, everything that they built starts becoming alive
Yep.
and attacking them. Like they had witches and vampires and like monsters. I I liked it, but it lost me because this is where you could tell they ran out of budget because this shit looked like a R.L. Stein episode, like a Nick, like let's just get this out. What
Well,
about you?
that's one of the things. That's one of the reasons why I liked it, because it felt like it felt like a haunted mansion kind of thing. It felt like, obviously the premise is, you build a haunted house and that shit becomes real. And then the whole time I'm wondering if the dad actually knew that shit was coming real. I didn't know, but like it felt like there was a good basis for actual fully formed movie and a full idea. I don't know if this really like, and it wasn't necessarily the best one, but it was a cool idea to me. Like I
I
was like,
did
okay, I
like
actually
the
actually see where this goes.
I did like the witch at the end. So one of the displays is like a witch comes alive and just literally massacres people. It's not like, I'm gonna get you. It's like, no, she's like clawing people's faces off and
Yeah.
grabs the camera, and then the camera she's holding it as it's panning.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the haunted house, they decorated the entire house with like a monster, and that monster at the end comes alive, and that's how the movie ends.
Yeah.
And I'm used to them doing like a bookend like that. Like they've done similar things where like they go into a house and it's like bros or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, let's go to this Halloween party, or let's go to this costume party, or oh, I heard this house is haunted," and then they get there and some real fucked up shit is happening, and then supernatural shit happens. But this one, seeing the ones that they've done before, I thought this one was eh. It was probably the lowest story. Actually, did you watch the commercial
No,
after the credits?
no.
It was during the credits. There was a commercial.
I finished the movie about 15 minutes before I logged on, so
Oh,
I didn't see it.
so the the story with the soda, Chris. They're like, we're gonna launch a soda for
Okay,
Halloween.
no. Okay, no, I did see that. I did see that.
Okay, the little girl, the one that they found the right formula, is like, hey, try Phantasm soda or whatever. Like that
Yeah,
was a cool, buttoning together the story.
yeah,
But
yeah.
let's get to the good part since we're running out of time.
Oh no. Well, no. This is what we're gonna do. Because clearly, if you're listening to this or watching, you know what me and Marcos thought of this movie. Chris, after hearing us talk about this movie, is this something that you're interested in watching and experiencing in the holiday season or Halloween season?
Actually, yes. The one that you talked about with the it's a supernatural, whatever.
Oh, the one
Uh,
with the the one with the cops.
yeah, like and when you said the phone rings or whatever,
Mhm.
I actually want to see that for myself to my own interpretation of it.
Yeah.
So
I
so
suggest
that
watching. I suggest watching them, but if you have a queasy stomach, some of the gore in the rest of the stories get
look,
really
I
intense.
think my song's pretty good. I don't catch the Holy Ghost with a shot.
Okay, sorry, man. I don't. I'm one of those guys. I can't get over the taste of like this is too. You see the way I'm starting to think that that's apple juice in there.
Mm.
Hell
Ain't
no.
no,
Hell
ain't no
no.
way.
Listen. Let this man go 18 hours with that one.
You
See
think
what
I would
happens.
dis? You think I would disrespect my drink with the jacket right behind me? Come on now.
Bro, I've seen this man not have it. That's yeah. He's not faking that.
Oh, when I made the joke when we was texting, and I'm not gonna say what I said, but I said something. I haven't did something since this morning when I was like really really bad in my drinking days. And so I was like, "When's the last time to drink?" I was like, "This morning."
No, because he was like this. He was at work and he was like, "Yo, he goes, give me my car keys. I need to drink." I was like, "Yo, man, now you relax." He goes, "No, man, I need it. It hurts." And my boss was like, "Chris, when's the last time you had a drink?" I ain't had a drink since this morning. We were like, "Oh shit." He looked like the crackhead on fucking on Don't Be a Menace.
Oh man,
But
These cheeseburgers.
no,
oh man.
so
But
to
no, like, but listen to it. I actually do. There are two stories for sure that I would like to check out for myself to get my own interpretation.
Yeah,
I want you to watch the Coochie Coochie Coo and just give your thoughts about how creepy that entire story was. Because it had a creep factor. I was like, ooh, this is weird. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, like even the designs when they're like the mom, the face that they gave her when she smiled, I was like, holy shit.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, like again, I was surprised because like again, a lot of the horror in this movie isn't my cup of tea. I don't really care for it, but I actually really liked the movie because each one was like it had that the central theme of it all being handheld cameras, but each story felt different enough to where you're like, okay, like I could see where a lot of these stories could build and become something bigger. And there's a couple that I actually would like to see get built out and be full stories. So,
Mm.
Yep.
all right.
So
Well,
I'm just
that's
gonna go.
go ahead.
I really like this movie, and I assume you really liked it.
I liked it, but again, it's if you're not into gore, you're probably gonna be turned away for
Yeah,
at
this is
least three of
this
the
is
three of the six.
this definitely takes full advantage of its R rating, like
Yeah,
complete
yeah, yeah.
advantage.
And yeah, and you know, don't don't let the beginning of that fucking soda one get you, because when I first saw that, I was like, what the fuck am I watching? But like as it goes, and you're like, all right, like it's got its own feel to it. If you think the whole movie's gonna be like that, you might be like, fuck this, I ain't watching it. But each one has its own feel. All right, well, that's the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movies Therapy Podcast featuring Marcos. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka the Sunset Kid. Go Yankees.
He had to ruin it.
Really? Really?
Go ahead, Chris.
Okay. You know what? That's okay. I'm gonna see you in a couple of weeks. And I was gonna be professional, but nah.
Yeah. Make sure y'all like
Chris Brown, aka Red Ford Delta.
make
Target
sure
on your back. Marcos, 1 minute.
make sure y'all like, subscribe, tell your friends about us, and come back in the next couple of weeks because we're talking a lot more, Halloween horror movies in the next couple of weeks. So get y'all later.
Yeah. I'm a warrior.